'Twas the night after Christmas when 4 young men remembered a film and the pleasure it had been. They'll even answer when asked, anytime, any place. Merry Christmas to all. Aren't you what's-his-face?
Over the years, I got to be quite a connoisseur of soap.
A lot of people tell me I still look the same. When they hear my name, it's one of the first things out of their mouth, but it's not something that I really grow tired of talking about because it's something that has affected people in a really, really positive way.
A lot of people won't leave me alone. It's a pain in the butt. That's not true.
Oh, yeah? Yeah! Well, I double dog dare ya!
Every room I've ever walked in is either as an actor for an audition or on the set of something or even as a producer or director, people do tend to recognize me like, oh, I love that movie. Oh, my family and I, we watch that every holiday season, you know. So it's definitely, you know, a conversation starter, an icebreaker.
You're full of it!
It's a blessing, you know, that 20 years later, my face really hasn't changed that much, and, you know, my body hasn't changed that much so that people go, nah, you know. I mean, I've had people ask me, aren't you that kid? And I go, yeah. No, you're not. And then they'll walk away.
Sometimes during the Christmas season, if I'm in a gathering of people, I will see their eyes kind of click, click, click. Oh, Yahtzee! And they'll figure out that I'm the bully from A Christmas Story. And usually the response is they're just overjoyed to come over and give me a hug. It's great because they've watched the movie 200,000 times in their living rooms with their families during Christmas season when everybody's looking at each other like, I love you, Billy. You know, that type of thing. And so they're kind of sharing that expression of joy with me. And they usually regale me with pieces of the movie. They start quoting all the lines from the film. They start telling me that I had yellow eyes in the movie.
He had yellow eyes, so help me God, yellow eyes.
Which I did not. Usually they whip out a cell phone and have me call most of their family, which is hilarious. You're like, oh, Judy, you won't believe it. No. Okay, wait. Remember the bully from A Christmas Story? Yeah. He's right here. No, I'm not lying. Okay, say hi to my wife. You know, and it's great because I'm like, hello, Judy. Hi, how are you? How's Christmas treating you? So what'd you get? You know, I end up being like, well, great. Well, if I'm in town next time, I have to give you, yeah, I'd love to go out to IHOP. That would be great. Let's go grab a Grand Slam. That sounds super.
Their town is a tinsel. Their business is show, with agents and trailers and groupies. Although even actors, it seems, are like me and you, with stories of Christmases and St. Nicholas's, too.
Christmas was on its way. Lovely, glorious, beautiful Christmas.
Christmas was always the day in the Billingsly family. There was 5 kids. Myself and my brother both worked as actors. I was gone a lot of the time, but the one time that my mom put her foot down that we all had to be there was Christmas. So it was really one chance for the whole family to spend a good 3 or 4, 5 days together. And it was, we were the big, we would do Christmas Eve dinner. So we didn't do the Christmas night dinner, and we would have lamb Christmas Eve. And then my mom demanded that we all sat in front of the fire. We'd read Christmas carols. Then those that wanted to go to church would go to church, and then everyone would meet back at the fireplace at midnight and read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas.
Brandy, come on! Get up, Brandy!
And then just like in A Christmas Story, you know, we were up as kids at the crack of dawn, tearing through the stockings, opening up gifts, and Mom and Dad are coming down, you know, rubbing the eyes.
I had the exact Christmas dinner that they have in the film.
We are going out to eat.
We had Chinese restaurant, Christmas dinner. You know, they didn't try to sing to us or anything.
No. Not ra 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 la 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 la.
I once was at a restaurant in New Hampshire, and we heard across the way people talking. It sounded like dialogue from Christmas Story.
You good boy, show Mommy how the piggies eat.
And we looked up over the booth, and there was a family of 4, mother, father, 12-year-old, 9-year-old, and they were acting out Christmas Story. Every word, every scene, the whole movie.
Fragile. It must be Italian.
It was a tradition. The restaurateur told us, the maitre d', his family came every year. Christmas Eve, had that dinner and sat around and told the Christmas story.
They take trips to see Santa and his jolly old elves. And they laugh when they see him, in spite of themselves. What an odd tradition. What a strange thing to see. To make demands of a stranger as you sit on his knee.
Hey, kid! Just where do you think you're going?
Going up to see Santa.
When I was a kid, visiting Santa was the same thing like it was in the movies.
And what do you want for Christmas, Billy?
It was a long lineup, getting there and having 30 seconds to ask for some bizarro toy that you saw in the toy store down the way, which was advertised so that your parents should buy it.
Quit dragging your feet.
I couldn't wait to get on his lap. I couldn't wait. I'd sit up there and I would go through my list.
A toy truck, get him off my lap!
And I took it seriously. Like, I honestly felt that, you know, I think I remember even saying one time, listen, I'm Jewish, but you still gotta hook me up, all right?
So I grew up in New York City, so you get pretty savvy to the Santa Clauses with the bells on the corner. So I was never really into going to Santa.
The set had the fanciest window displays, Red Ryder and Santa and miniature sleighs. They hoped that their wandering eyes wouldn't wake. Who cares if the whole thing was totally fake?
Huh, are you kidding? Stick my tongue to that stupid pole, that's dumb. That's 'cause you know it'll stick.
When we were shooting the scene when we stuck our tongues to the pole, of course we all had to try it because it was so cool. It was this tiny little hole and it was sucking air in, and they had built this fake pole that they had put on that looks really good, and it's this tiny little hole and it was sucking air, and they had it go into a hose in the thing, so we all put our tongues on and tried it. Liked it.
This guy was a pain in the ass, whatever, we all were. So the crew was screwing around with him one time, and we broke for lunch, and they're like, all right, cut, that's a lunch, 1 hour, and everybody walked away and left him there.
Come back!
I was out there all by myself, man. There was nobody out there.
And there he is, literally, like a flailing his arms, just like in the movie, man. He's going, hey guys, come back, come back, come on, come back. It was so funny.
My mother, grabbing for her copy of Look magazine, would find herself cleverly trapped into reading a Red Ryder sales pitch.
The prop department was so great because everything that they had gotten for my room and for the house was real, and it was the old stuff. So it was really fun on breaks just to go through my room and to find these old comics and to read them and to play with the old trucks. The attention to detail, even things in the desk drawers, was all so period. So it was very easy to escape into that world.
Amazingly, the movie we had no horror tales, it's hard to recall anything. Things went very well in the movie. We had to convert Cleveland into Christmas. There was no snow that year. We put it all down with snow brought in from snowmakers from ski resorts 100 miles out of town.
As it got later in the season, it was obviously starting to warm up, and we were still in Cleveland, and there was no snow on the ground. And so they ended up manufacturing snow, but it was a low-budget movie, and I remember they made snow basically out of detergent. And there's all these scenes, you know, the scenes when we're running through real quick and the bullies are chasing after us. In a couple of those scenes, we're literally I remember running like slushing through bubbles. Like it was, it was detergent is what they used, but you'd never know, it looks real.
Children had trouble reciting their lines, while visions of fishnets danced in their minds. A pivotal prop had each actor's attention, their 8-year-old thoughts too scandalous to mention.
Would you look at that?
Oh man, I love the leg lamp. That thing was sexy as hell, huh? I loved it.
We were pretty excited when we saw the leg, and if I recall, Bob didn't let us see it until we were rolling on that. So it was kept in the box, and then when he shot that scene, it was a pretty real reaction on my part when I go up the leg and start looking at it. But we all liked it. We were all asking, who's going to get the leg? You know, maybe we can get the leg when it's all said and done.
Isn't that glorious? It's indescribably beautiful.
Someone out there should buy me a leg lamp just because it's cool, and I want one for Christmas, please. No, I never had one, but I thought it was a really absurdly sexy gift for somebody to get.
Back in the hotel, the kids caused such a clatter. They'd pull off a prank and then simply scatter. For what is a child to do without toys? Nothing too wicked. But boys will be boys.
Kids got along famously, and they were good friends.
Yeah, you take any 4 kids around that age and you put them in a hotel, and you let them stay for a couple months, and they're shooting nights. We had a great time. We had a blast working together.
We were stuck in the hotel, so we had to come up with things to entertain ourselves. So there were nights me and Peter would like open up the window and, you know, do the water balloon thing.
There were water devices that were propelling themselves off our hotel balcony at times in the winter. Some wet toilet tissue that was going off of a couple buses, I think, every now and then.
Holy smokes!
I remember working with Peter he was staying at a hotel because I was from Toronto, and he was throwing water balloons out of the 14th story room onto people passing by. And I smacked him in the back of the head and bounced his forehead off the window.
Oh. Fudge.
I think one night, I ordered like $200, $300 worth of food for Darren McGavin, and, you know, I think I did it to Bob once.
There were some people that got some wake-up calls. A couple people got some room service, I think, on that trip. Some people got some housekeeping early in the morning.
Shut up, Ralphie!
We'd run up and down the hallways, and we'd know where the other people were staying, and we'd knock on their door and go, housekeeping, housekeeping, and then we'd run away.
Scott was definitely like the leader of us all. He was the oldest.
You! Come here. Me? No,
And at least talked a big game, was like more experienced in every way. And he got us into some trouble.
We had to just entertain ourselves. We had a good group of guys, you know. The kids all really fit well together.
A ton of candy, but only in red and green. A part in a movie that's actually seen. A 3-picture deal, a ranch in Vermont. For Christmas, what more could an actor possibly want?
Ralphie, what would you like for Christmas?
My top 5 Christmas gifts were metal detector, metal detector, metal detector. It was every year that I wanted one, and my parents, I don't think, understood what the heck I wanted with this thing. They weren't too encouraging, you know, of my treasure hunting.
My wish list. Well, it was definitely the Atari.
I really wanted a Ms. Pac-Man machine.
I guess I just like some Tinker Toys.
A Pac-Man arcade game.
Mattel and television.
Love comics. Still love comic books. So I always wanted, like, Superman. I had Superman fights Muhammad Ali. How cool is that? I want that for this Christmas. The original, in plastic, and backed and put on a frame. That would be nice.
By late Christmas morning, the list had been looted. A pile of presents with batteries included. Though to a Red Ryder rifle, few gifts can compare. The tree often held a surprise under there.
Did you have a nice Christmas?
Yeah, pretty nice.
Yeah, did you get everything you wanted?
Best present I ever got would definitely be my drum set.
I think I got a bicycle once.
I wanted a puppy. I got a puppy. Actually, one time I got a poodle, a miniature poodle puppy. And because I was a big fan of Peter Pan, and I thought, because Peter Pan had red hair and I have red hair, I thought that Peter Pan's sidekick was Tinkerbell. So I should name my puppy Tinkerbell, which is not real macho.
A lump of pure coal, a bowl full of jelly. And what's in my stocking? Socks from New Delhi? A gift horse is not to be looked in the mouth, not never. But sometimes it must be said, worst present ever.
Me to you.
Thanks a lot!
The worst Christmas gift I ever got was underwear and socks. Big, beautiful red stocking, and you put your hand in, and it looks nice, you know, because they bulk up nice, so you unwrap the gift, and underwear and socks.
Well, there was the cast iron fruit cake that we got from a distant aunt every year, but then that's everybody's story. We actually used it to repair the house with. We didn't attempt to eat it.
This woman was staying in the house I lived in, in Toronto, my mom would bring in boarders every once in a while to help pay the rent, because my mom's got no money. I'm working as hard as I can on commercials and stuff. I'm paying the rent. We go to the Sears or whatever it was. She has me pick out a sweater, and I pay for it. She wraps it up and gives it to me for Christmas. That sucks. So then the one other present I get is this little box. I'm like, yeah, I get some other present. This is great. I open it up, and it's from that lady staying with us, and it's a tulip bulb. What do you do with a tulip bulb? Ooh.
He was dressed all in fur from his head to his toes. If you look really close, his embarrassment shows. There's no poorer answer to, what should I wear? A writer's reminiscence, yes, but an actor's nightmare.
Ralph, go upstairs and try it on.
I don't want to.
Go upstairs right now and try on that present.
I don't remember Peter Billingsly giving me a hard time about the bunny suit. I wouldn't believe it if they said he did, because Peter was a total professional. He knew how funny that was going to be. I think he probably was quite ecstatic with the possibilities of it.
Immediately, my feet began to sweat as those two fluffy little bunnies with the blue button eyes stared sappily up at me.
The bunny suit, again, was definitely not acting. It was quite uncomfortable to put that on in front of the crew. As a 13-year-old guy, you know, that was a little bit rough. It was hot. It was nasty.
Ooh, you look like a pink nightmare. Are you happy wearing that?
But I do still have it. It's tucked away in my mom's attic somewhere.
A classic, they called it. By busloads they came, and they whistled and shouted and loved every frame. It made up for the time they each heard Santa shout, "Merry Christmas to all! You'll shoot your eye out."
I think Christmas Story celebrating its 20th anniversary is amazing, considering that it was a fluke. One, I was a little kid. I had no idea of any sort of oversight of what it was going to be, and nobody did. And then it just caught on, and it's astounding. I'm sure it's just the way people looked at It's a Wonderful Life, and then, 40 years later, it's still playing. It's not something you can expect. It's kind of like a movie version of winning the lottery.
I didn't expect the depth of feeling that so many millions of people generate. It just does catch sort of the quintessential Christmas adventure that so many families lived.
So incredible to be a part of a film that has stood the test of time like this film. And to be celebrated on its 20th is just awesome.